There's a character in K-pop Demon Hunters that nobody talks about. She gets 30 seconds of screen time. No name, not in the cast list. But her story is the key to understanding the entire movie. Because what happened to Jinu's little sister and where she is now changes everything. The film opens with demon hunters saving a village. They rescue a mother and young girl from certain death. Look at those character models. Now look at Jinu's family in his flashbacks. Identical. The film never reuses character designs. This was deliberate. That woman and child, that's Jinu's mother and sister, which means everything Jinu believed was a lie. His family didn't die. While he spent 400 years consumed with guilt, they were alive, saved by the demon hunters, the very people he'd spend centuries fighting. But what happened next is where this gets wild. When those 3 hunters saved them, the mother saw what deals with demons actually cost. Her son traded his soul for comfort and lost everything. So she made a counter-bargain, not with a demon, with the hunters, with fate itself. My bloodline will fight demons to undo what my son became. She bound her family across generations, a spiritual obligation that would last 400 years. Every generation would produce hunters. Every generation would fight to undo Jinu's curse. It was her sacrifice, equal and opposite to his. And the sister? Cut storyboards, official behind-the-scenes content show what happened to her. She follows one of the hunters, she trains, she becomes a demon hunter herself. But here's what makes this tragic. The sister died carrying unresolved Han, the deep grief in Korean shamanism that keeps souls from resting. She never got closure, never confronted her brother, never got to ask why. So her soul didn't rest. It cycled, reincarnated within the bloodline itself. Living, fighting, dying again and again for 400 years. Let's be clear about what Gui Ma actually did. He didn't just trap Jinu, he split one family in 2. Jinu's deal? Imprisoned with guilt for 400 years. Mother's oath? Bound her bloodline to fight for 400 years. Sister's soul? Cycling through lifetimes for 400 years. One demon king, one family split in 2. Both sides paying the price of a single moment. Jinu imprisoned by guilt, believing he destroyed his family. His bloodline imprisoned by duty, forced to fight demons generation after generation. His sister's soul imprisoned by grief, unable to rest until his redemption. Both sides fighting for 400 years, neither knowing the other survived. That's Gui Ma's masterpiece. Not corruption, symmetry. So where is that soul now? Look at Zoey. Desperate to please everyone, terrified of disappointing her teammates. That's abandonment trauma. I wasn't good enough to save. Torn between identities, never fitting anywhere. Just like someone displaced from their village and forced into a new, dangerous world. When Rumi's secret is exposed, Zoey only pulls 2 of her 6 knives. She couldn't hurt someone she loves. Like someone who learned, across lifetimes, what happens when family becomes the enemy. She uses music to process pain, just like Jinu, just like his sister did. In Golden, Zoey sings, "I lived 2 lives, tried to play both sides, but I couldn't find my own place." Not idol versus hunter, not Korea versus America. 2 lives, literally. After Jinu's death, his spirit animals bond with Zoey specifically. In the final scene, she's wearing the tiger on her hoodie. Here's what happened. Zoey is both descendant and reincarnation. She carries the bloodline obligation from the mother's oath, the duty passed down through 400 years. That's why she was destined to be a hunter, why Celine found her, why she's part of this story. But she also carries the sister's soul. Not the first reincarnation, the final one. The sister's spirit has cycled through that bloodline for centuries, multiple lives, each one fighting demons, each one carrying the same wound. Until now. Until Zoey. She appears at the exact moment when Jinu's redemption finally becomes possible. That's not coincidence. That's karma resolving. The soul waited 400 years to be present for this moment. Here's why this matters. In the final battle, Jinu sacrifices himself. His eyes turn human, his soul is restored. And standing on that stage is Zoey,
The sister he abandoned 400 years ago, who died, who cycled through lifetimes, who's been fighting demons across centuries because of his choice. In that moment, Jinu keeps the promise he broke. He finally protects his family. But it's more than that. The mother's oath fulfilled. Jinu's redemption undoes the curse. The bloodline is finally free from the obligation. The sister's soul released. Her Han is resolved. She witnessed his redemption. The cycle can finally end. Guima's trap was built on a lie. He made Jinu believe he destroyed his family. But the family survived. They fought back. And in the end, they won. Jinu's guilt was never the truth. It was always a cage built from false belief. When he broke free, he didn't just redeem himself. He freed everyone, the whole family, both curses. 400 years of spiritual debt paid in full. Zoey wearing that tiger isn't just symbolic, it's transformation, taking the image of her brother's corruption and turning it into protection, into love. The abandoned sister, the bound bloodline, the cycling soul, all of it converges in her. The character models prove the family survived, the cut storyboards prove she became a hunter, the spiritual framework of the film supports both the oath and the cycles. This movie isn't just about Rumi accepting herself. It's about two families, destroyed by the same demon, bound for 400 years fighting on opposite sides, and somehow, impossibly, finding their way back to each other. One sacrifice breaks both curses. But here's where it gets interesting for a sequel. What if something triggers Zoey's past life memories? She starts seeing all of it, every life, every death, centuries of fighting demons traced back to one moment of abandonment. And then she realizes Jinu isn't gone. His soul is in Rumi's sword, still reachable. So she makes a choice. She goes on a journey to find a way to restore him, to bring him back. And finally, after 400 years of fighting on opposite sides, brother and sister meet face to face. The conversation they never got to have, the closure neither of them could find. That's the sequel waiting to happen. Jinu thought he destroyed his family, but in the end, he freed them. And maybe just maybe, they'll finally get to know each other.